I'm going to be leaving. It is just now 11:01. So I called down to the desk and this courtesy phone here. Um, and I found out that I can rebook the room, which is great news. I originally ordered on Priceline. They also said that I could go on Priceline and also order and see if I can get it extended also. So I've got options. At the Marriott, the first person said that that's what I could do was get another reservation, but they didn't explain I could call Priceline. I had just done it online, but here at the DoubleTree, they must understand and work with it, the sites differently. So great news is I can order it through another room through Priceline by calling. Apparently, that's what I was just told. Also, here at the DoubleTree, they also said that I could reorder the room through them also. And I could even keep the same room. And the great thing is, even though I need to be checked out right now at 11, they give an hour grace period. After that, it's $25 an hour up to 3 o'clock. And I've already paid for parking overnight that comes out of the incidental of the $50 that they have as a charge for incidentals, which covers the parking charge. So right now, being that I'm utilizing this U-Haul, I still have the U-Haul keys. U-Haul. So I still have the stuff, I bought in Florida that I'm attempting to figure out what am I doing next. I mean, I saw last night on Zillow that the property of my mom's property, it's totally empty. I mean, not one thing was I allowed to keep. It's just outrageous in America to know that my mother established a will, to have no will registry, to have no good attorneys that was willing to help me. I mean, the attorneys told me I had to leave on this 3-day restitution order, even though I was paying the utilities. I paid the taxes, and I was the one paying for the insurance for that house. The fact that I took care of my mom for 20 years, and I went back and forth between Colorado and Utah, and the fact that I spent so many years in that house since 85, but to know I raised my children in that house, and to not one item. He never did a thing. And that the police, when I contacted the police, they let me know that they were aware that he was dealing with that house. But this is executor abuse. I needed a good attorney. I must have a good attorney to represent me of what's happening. It's so criminal. This is so abusive on so many levels to know that I would be terrified now of a claim that my brother William Sheppard Jr. claims to be the Antichrist. Hell, I'm Bradley. I'm new here. Hi, Bradley. I'm dealing with my augmented reality of money that's owed to me. Dealing with the Latter-day Saints. I just talked to this morning, and here I'm at the DoubleTree Hotel off Quebec, here in Colorado, and I'm attempting to figure out exactly where I'm going to go. Just go to jail and find Jesus. Okay. So I'm the one that's dealing with Antichrist. I'm the one that's dealing with people who call themselves bitches and witches. I just happen to be over everything. And the fact that, okay, just checking, because I'm like, all I do sing seductively. I do sing background. I have been doing dancing and singing, but once again, never for money, not a penny of it. Yeah, I do need my money. I mean, I think that's the most criminal thing about this whole situation is knowing that the United States government's involved in experimentation, utilizing the Latter-day Saints, who literally have taken over our government. And the proof of my brother's story shows that this criminals. Last 5 streams are people bragging and yeah. No, that's what they do. And the worst part about it is they're bragging about getting paid for raping and torturing and murdering. This is the most outrageous thing to listen to, that since my mom died December 5th, 2022, to find out this has been happening my whole life, and I just kept having my mind race. I just couldn't remember, and I didn't want to believe that the people who were my family members that I went to church with, now that I'm excommunicated and I'm considered an apostate, so my life is threatened. So I'll just sit here and drink some coffee and tea, since obviously that's the most criminal thing to know, that if you drink coffee and tea, it could cost you your life. And once you've been baptized a Latter-day Saint, it's to your death. If you don't go to church, they'll kill you. I mean, this is the most outrageous story ever in my entire life, to realize they're not kidding, but to remember my tongue being cut. "49 years ago, I was held hostage in a temple by the Latter-day Saints. My biggest mistake is me not speaking. If I don't figure out how to expose these devils, these devil worshipers who human sacrifice, who brag about making money off you being their meal ticket. So that's what I've got to do. I've got to figure out what to do. I need a journalist. I need people who are going to be able to access my money and my augmented reality to get the real story told. Because this is most definitely the story to know that Social Security Administration is downtown Salt Lake City. I mean, all these temples, all the stuff in their houses is stolen goods. They're involved in racketeering. I mean, money laundering. I mean, one statue is 250 tons worth of gold. Just one statue. How do you think they ended up with all this money? Claiming they now have 135 of them, of 250 tons worth of gold. Yeah, where's it at when most Americans qualify for benefits? And as far as I know, they do. I mean, they sure act like they don't have a penny to their name. Well, that's just it too. Isn't that just a crime? That I agree. I don't think it's right that that's our money. That's our money that is unauthorized to just take it and make it where I know my money, and that would be your money too, has gone to pay for. It's just outrageous to think that we've been paying for clean water, education in schools, while someone like Oprah Winfrey, hi Oprah, I heard you're on my property. I hear that you're trespassing and you're logging in again today, just a little bit ago. That Oprah Winfrey continues to think that you're not going to launch the truth. Because if you know you have access to my money, and this is the real reason why my story is not being told, is because these celebrities like Drew Barrymore, if you look on and you see the truth, why is the truth not being exposed then? If they are going to continue, I'm listening to Katy Perry, literally through your eyesight technology, showing that she is in one of my houses with my name on things, stealing my stuff. And literally, I have day and night celebrities bragging, like Taylor Swift, bragging, but to see on YouTube. Why haven't they showed that the story that she's drunk blood, that she wanted the tips of my daughter's fingers cut off, and she's threatening that she wants my children's inheritance? Why aren't we exposing it's not just the Latter-day Saints? It is these celebrities that have spent their lives as fraudsters, who's used remote viewing and in-your-mind technology to steal anything and everything instead of ever giving me any credit. Because of all people, they're claiming that Trump's wife pulled gold right off of the wall of one of my properties, and that the FBI had to notify Trump that the airplane they were loading stuff into is tied to my money and my airplane. So if it is in fact mine, why don't we ever just prove this? I'm sure Trump doesn't want to be known as the future president involved in what is he's already involved in. This is a fact. Knowing the knowledge that this has been happening for 49 years, human sacrificing. I know I'm a victim of being a hostage. I'm stating I am. I mean, the fact that I alone am stating the situation, but the fact that my brother's now claiming to be the Antichrist, and then in my documentary, Augmented Reality, that he is not pretending. Listening to him at night rape, But to listen to what he's done that has been so disgusting. But then last night to see posts on Zillow of every single item I've ever had that I paid for, that I helped pay for, that was in part of my inheritance, and I didn't get a thing of it. And you don't think that I think there's a huge problem here in America that Latter-day Saints who have Social Security Administration next to this cult of cults, and that they brag. They brag that they're getting away with it. I've always gotten away with it. I'm always going to get away with it. That's what they claim. I'm always going to get away with it. And I'm like, is that right? Is that right? You've always gotten away with it, so you're just going to keep getting away with it, and we can't do anything about it as Americans. So we can sit back and keep talking about a war elsewhere, when what we really are in is a religious war with the Latter-day Saints, because my money has been tied into this for 49 years. And now that I realize, I know that they have had their own militia, that they are their own military. I have been listening since the 70s, understanding that they believe that they've overthrown the government. I do know and believe that my brother, William Sheppard, believes that he calls himself now the CIA. I do believe he believes that he's overthrown our government. I do believe that he spends his time stealing. I do listen to Latter-day Saints who give out my credit card, my debit card, my passwords, who's logged into my emails, who brag about logging into my emails, to my drives, to racing my life story. But knowing and knowledge, watching my mother every time I go back to see her, that they put false stories in your minds. They started rewriting my life story since I got the money for my life story in 2019, where they even changed the military base where my children were born to not be the Air Force. I mean, yeah, it's complete. It's just completely disgusting, isn't it? That's the tag. Disgusting. Anyway, so I have to check out here soon. It's, devil number 13 too. You just put 666 and I just looked, it's 1113. And imagine my ex-husband's birthday is the 13th. Imagine Taylor Swift's the 13th. Is it coincidence that there's no 13th floor? I was forced to be married to someone who had me, forced to be married to him for an assignment, and then wants to sit here in my mind and talk, but to listen to him cry about how he has murdered his children. He claims he wants money paid for his death of his children. I still have yet to get the government or anyone to prove, are my children really alive? People who take credit for their murder, rape, and torturing and using technology to torment them, but to turn them against me. And what proof are we going to have if we aren't going to prove if they're alive and what their real story is? Because I went on social media and I looked, and I'm like, wait a second. So now you have it where I'm the bad person when you don't even know my story. My children, I was gaslit. Now they're gaslit. This is a bunch of gaslighters that keep you and I from telling the truth of how things really work in America. But to imagine every government system is on the take for all of our money. So I'm going to keep fighting for all of it. Because with my mom, her passing away December 5th, 2022, it makes me the richest woman in the world. And I do want to make sure that nobody qualifies for any American benefits. And I think anybody and everybody who served our government or continues to be first responders should be living in these mansions, in these expensive homes, to let them be where I've already investigated and I've already found out, and my story life has been proving exactly what I'm saying. Who is able to access the money? Who's able to have these properties? Right now, currently, if we don't overtake these apps as part of America call centers, as a part of making sure and ensuring that when I call and I say that my name doesn't matter anymore. The fact that I can't just get a room. I have to live on the little money I have. That's literally out of my house money. I mean, the little that I've had from the IRA, that the Latter-day Saints have all moved all the money around, We already know that the IRS has found $100 billion of slush fund money would be tied to my money. And the only way that we'll ever fix America and make America great again is to make sure and ensure that my story gets told. I mean, to listen to people who think that it's okay to trespass because you always have, and because for 51 years you've gotten away with it. But to steal your identity, Trump, how does that feel? Not too good to know that the Latter-day Saints pretend to be you and other people. How are we going to know what the truth is when they are stealing everybody and anybody's identity? But to use remote viewing through our eyesight. And to put graphic images in our minds. Well, I'm glad that here at the DoubleTree, so I'll finish up this room, 1117, where they welcome me. Welcome, Susan. As the TV shows images of Colorado, and that shows a little DoubleTree. And the idea that I can extend, but because I don't know minute to minute. I mean, yesterday I was at the Marriott and I spent all this time in the parking lot in my U-Haul. I could have been inside next to the fireplace, relaxing. But no, the people in my augmented reality had me sitting in a truck, just waiting. Wait, where am I going to go next? Where am I going next? As, oh, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. But then to hear that Brad Pitt, and that wasn't who it was. It wasn't Brad. See, someone else is putting words in my mouth. No, it was Jennifer Lopez's husband, Ben Affleck, that I listen to quite often. He comes through and he's on my property. But to listen to Jennifer Lopez and watch through remote viewing, you continue to steal. It will stop. It will. You are you. I don't give you permission. Take the words out of my mouth. Until you prove this technology and how it really works. And you let someone like Taylor Swift, Adele the singer, Amanda Seyfried, and these women continue, and whoever's pretending to be them. Because I don't even know if it's really them. As far as I know, it could be my brother's daughter, Addie. Addiebeal. That's who I hear screams into a microphone and claims she wants money for screaming into a microphone. They claim it's my brother's son, Dan, eating brains. It's Rolling Sellers that claims to have killed 4,000 people and still the police haven't done anything, right? Or they just don't ever tell you if they're doing anything. But yeah, to just brag that they could do what they want. But to make it where someone like the President of the United States hasn't reached out to me since I've called the White House twice. I've sent messages CIA. I have had the Secret Service and CIA agents and FBI investigating a part of my augmented reality for 49 years. Now, is that not the story? And the worrisome that my brother William Sheppard Jr. really has killed them? To think that there's a pile of badges on a desk in a house in my name. As I keep hearing my brother state, he keeps saying, it's my property. This is Susan Sheppard's house. Those are my sisters. As he goes back to Dolly Parton and women who are wearing my jewelry. Well, I have none. Well, you continue to make it seem like I'm nobody. I guess we'll see, won't we, who's a nobody? Because one day, and to the right people, they'll know who I am. And I guess that's just it, isn't it? It's the people who watch the remote viewing who are wearing me. That's only the real people who know me, I guess, at the moment. Because look at my feed. Is it people who know me? Why is this not the story? Why is not being able to see through your eyesight, if that's how you see to read and write, but those voices in your head, instead of giving you your money, spend their time like my sister Shirlene. Hearing her yesterday claim that every time I look through my phone, that she's taking every single thing of mine, but that she brags that she's pretended to be me. She's pretended to be me my entire life. Why would my father, William Sheppard Sr., not reach out to me and help me? And now we need attorneys. I'm going to need representation. I'm going to need the government to find out if that's really his voice on recording saying he wants paid for my death. But to know he was supposed to be a prophet of the Latter-day Saint Church when I was held hostage 49 years ago. But to let everything in my house, not a thing come to me, then obviously he didn't represent me, did you, Dad? Well, I guess I'm just a loner. Since my brother keeps claiming I'm not allowed to have lovers, I'm not allowed to have a husband, I'm not allowed to have a friend, any real friends. As he continues to come through your minds, disrupt friendships, they always have, made sure and ensure that people don't know who I really am, while celebrities and other people claim to other people, well, you're wearing my blue diamonds, you're wearing my clothes, you're on my property, and you're trespassing. So yeah, I guess I can know why you don't like me very much then. It must be true, because the truth speaks for itself. Well, it's time for me to check out. I'm almost at 22 minutes, so that's a good break time. Love to you, to all those people who know who I am, know what I'm about, and I look forward to all of you being free. May we not be held hostage by the Latter-day Saints or any cult of cults who think that we have to join their belief system or die. Well, God bless America. All I can continue to do is fight for justice. This is Susan Sheppard. This is Susan Sheppard's Augmented Reality. I look forward to real journalism and real stories of real truth and facts. Once again, you can't fake my cuts on my body. I am the story of being a hostage of the Latter-day Saints. Till we meet again. Peace to you. Peace back to me, to you. To those, the ghosts inside my soul. Those who wear me. And those who love me back. This is Susan Sheppard. Chat again soon. Okay, let's see if I can post this. It's at 20. No, now it's at 23. All right, guys. See if I can figure out how to get these things posted and learning how to do my social media. I guess I just hit end. I'm still learning. Okay. It says that I'm still live. I'm at almost 24 minutes. I have to figure out how to end this so I can post. Okay. Help! How do I end this? No. No. I just keep hitting share. How do you hit end? It just keeps saying I'm live. Share. Just Gmail. Share to Gmail. Share to my drive. Oh, it says it's uploading to my drive. I was able to share it to my Facebook. True facts, Bradley. All right, the government needs to spend the money. Yeah, people hear about the news after Trump got out of office and Biden got in. It's flooded. Oh, just joined. Last 5 streams are people bragging. You know, criminals. Yeah, well, they need to give you your money. Yeah. Hello, Bradley. I'm new here. Okay. Well, I answered everybody already. I gotta check out of this hotel in that 25 minutes. Okay, I gotta figure out how to end this. Okay. There we go.